Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games here to do my weekly comic review. And this week, we're going to be a little Fury of Firestorm, number 1. This book is written by Jeff Lemire, and the art is by Refael de Latorre. I think that's pronounced. Anyway, we start off a little biblical in this story with the first 7 days of the Firestorm. He just descends, walks into town, starts playing with his power. Then after people kind of get onto him, he plays with their molecules. On the 5th day, he's upset about it. He weeps. And on the 6th day, he decides to get rid of all of his emotion, start his great work, and on the 7th day, he rested. And then we cut around to Pittsburgh. To, let's see, it's Latorre Riley, I think is how it's pronounced her name. And she is being forcefully recruited by the Department of Defense because she is the target's girlfriend. And of course, the target is Firestorm. We do have a reference to all the different Firestorms we've had over the years as they're flying there. And they're showing her footage of what he's done. And all these people put in these suits that they say will protect them from his molecular control. And after she's going to suit up, and she says, well, I brought my own. Now, and she's a pretty powerful character. And they go in and basically she's saying this can't be Ronnie. And as she approaches him, he goes, you? She reminds me, he's like, you. And as his power starts spiking, of course, they are like, stand down, got the point gun, and he turns one of them through the suit into this water. And she's like, that's not Ronnie. He's like, if it's not Ronnie, then where is he? And then we have a cutaway scene to Ronnie and the professor fighting, what's this character's name? Hyena. That's a very 80s character, by the way. And as they're fighting him, and he turns the bust into cake, Hyena comes out of the cake and says, no, don't you see? This is not where you need to be. And that kind of confuses Ronnie. And as he's starting to cut, he's like teleported instantly to a forest. And it's very discombobulated and trying to figure out what's going on. And then he gets, you're not supposed to be here. I no longer belong to you, Ronnie. I belong to no one. And he vaporizes him. And he's immediately sent back to this illusion. And I like the fact that the illusion actually has the old pigment lines that you would see in the old print style of older comics. And at that point, Firestorm kills another guy and then goes after Firebird. It's all she can do to block it and gets blasted out of town. And as they're kind of helping her recover from the guy, she's like, I can't do it. I can't stop that. There's nothing any of us can do. We have to find him. Find who? The only person who knows Ronnie better than I do. We have to find Professor Stern. And then we get an image of him. And he's out in the middle of nowhere. It looks like he's a hermit, and he's burning all the research on the Firestorm project. But the last sentence, is it sentient? And there's a little misnomer that maybe because Stern and him had fallen out that Ronnie was trying to be Firestorm on his own. I mean, that's what's leading to this. It's a new, interesting take on the classic Firestorm, and we're getting back to the classic Firestorm, which is my preferred. I'm an older guy, so I grew up with when Firestorm was introduced into the comics and into Super Friends, going way back in the day. So I kind of like the return of that. They call him a 10th level meta, and the power level of Firestorm is beyond off the charts. He is one of the most powerful beings in the entire DCU hero pantheon. His only limitation really is the fact that he's supposed to be of two beings merged together, and limited by his imagination and his understanding, of molecular structure. But outside of that, he can do anything he wants to anybody. Everybody wants to talk about this hero versus that hero. Ain't nobody wants to actually fight Firestorm, because he's just that stupid powerful. Transmutation is a dumb level power, and he has it. The only limitation he has is his imagination. That's like the Green Lantern ring on crack, because the Green Lantern ring has only limitation is your willpower to make sure that you believe what you're trying to do can happen. And as long as you believe it can happen, it's going to happen. Firestorm transmutes whatever he wants into whatever he wants it to be. That is crazy powerful. Interesting mystery in this one. I'm kind of curious as to what has caused Ronnie to be Firestorm by himself, why he's put basically in a pocket memory inside the Firestorm entity, and why the Firestorm entity is separate and basically doing his own pretty nasty thing. I like to call back to the original comic book run of Firestorm with some of these characters and usages. So I'm looking forward to issue 2. You should check it out. This is a very well written book. Love the art too. Very, very on point for this character. I like the use of the old style, almost ancient print style of comic books for the flashback scenes, for the delusions that he is being held in. And I'm curious as to why Stern's out there destroying all the projects, paperwork. So check out issue 1 and check out issue 2. And I'll see you next week.